Start with the patient seated at the edge of the bed. Always have a garment such as a gown or t-shirt on under the orthosis with as few wrinkles as possible. No bare skin should come in contact with the orthosis. This will help to protect the skin as well as keep the orthosis clean. Your patient may have an abdominal binder. If they do, wrap the binder low around their hips, encompassing all their tissue, and pull tight. Locate the waist grooves on the CTLSO. These will line up with the patient's waist. Place the back of the CTLSO on the seat, low and centered on the trunk, with the waist grooves aligned just proximal to the iliac crest. The posterior cervical section will cup the occiput and the Velcro straps will be distal to the ears. Now remove the anterior and posterior panels of the cervical collar. Scoop the anterior cervical section so that it supports the patient's chin. Place the anterior shell so that it fits over the posterior shell. Loop all 6 Velcro straps through the chafes. Do not make them tight yet. Grab both bottom straps, pull them tight using equal force, and Velcro to secure. Then do the same with the middle straps, and lastly, the top straps. Attach both the Velcro straps from the posterior cervical portion to the chin support. Attach both shoulder straps from the posterior shell to the anterior shell. All straps will have minimum tightness lines as a guide showing how tight to pull. It may be impossible to get the CTLSO sufficiently tight if the patient is sitting. When the patient stands, check all straps for appropriate tightness. Remove the cervical collar. Wrap the anterior shell around the patient in a scooping motion so that the anterior cervical section supports the patient's chin. The posterior shell should be low and centered on the trunk with the waist grooves aligned just proximal to the iliac crest. Place the anterior shell so it fits over the posterior shell. Loop the Velcro straps through the chafes. Do not make them tight yet. Grab both bottom straps, pull them tight using equal force, and Velcro to secure. Then do the same with the middle straps, and lastly, the top straps. Attach both the Velcro straps from the posterior cervical portion to the chin support. Attach both shoulder straps from the posterior shell to the anterior shell. Now, one by one, check each strap is pulled as tight as possible. All straps will have minimum tightness lines as a guide showing how tight to pull. The patient's chin should be resting on the chin support. If their neck looks extended, make sure the CTLSO is on low and tight. Also check the bed is not pushing the patient into kyphosis. If this is happening, then the CTLSO will need to be donned in a chair or laying supine. Have the patient seated at the edge of the bed. Unvelcro the cervical and shoulder straps. Then unvelcro the remaining 6 straps. Fold the straps back on themselves so they do not get tangled. Remove both the anterior and posterior panels. If the patient has a cervical collar, don it at this time. If the patient has an abdominal binder, remove it at this time. Have the patient seated at the edge of the bed. On one side, unvelcro the cervical, shoulder, and torso straps. Fold the straps back on themselves so they do not get tangled. On the other side, loosen the 3 torso straps but leave them attached to the chafes. Unvelcro the cervical and shoulder straps. Remove the CTLSO.